So I wanted to follow up and provide a follow-up report on the incident of the release from the rail car, that incident that we've been dealing with for the past day and a half. At approximately 6:15 today, an all clear was issued. The rail car has been secured and has been moved to its destination without any incident. All evacuation restriction orders have been lifted. All the roads have been reopened per the Sheriff's Department. The health and safety of the Whitewater Township residents in Hamilton County has been the top priority through this entire event. And I wanted to thank all the professional staff and first responders for a smooth and thorough response. We'd like to recognize the railroad for the coordination, professionalism, and cooperation through the event. All initial reports did not indicate any health concerns. There is no explosion, no loss of property, and the water is safe to drink. We've utilized a wireless emergency alert to make notifications for all local area citizens that the restrictions have been lifted. We encouraged any affected residents in the evacuation area to contact 211 for additional assistance for those affected residents. We have a number of folks, professionals here today that would like to share a statement. We will have Mike Miller from Central Railroad in Indiana.
Thank you, Mike. Real quickly, I just want to touch on what Mike said. The Central Railroad of Indiana can confirm that the rail car that was venting styrene yesterday has been stabilized and it has been moved to its destination. Local officials have determined that it's safe and the evacuation order has been removed. We definitely want to thank the team here, the first responders, as well as the environmental contractors. Everybody worked tirelessly over the night to make sure this did not become a significant issue. We thank the community for your patience. We know it's been a real challenging time, and we're here to support you all the way. The railroad will continue to allocate resources throughout the coming days. They'll be here at the community center, as well as calling 211. You have the number that I gave this morning, the 800-877-7387 number. You can also reach out that for support as well. So the community center and the 800 number will be available for several days. Thank you, and we'll open it up to the next speaker.
We have Dr. Fergens, our medical director from Hamilton County Public Health. Doc.
Thanks. Thank you, Chief. I'm Dr. Steve Fergens, the medical director for Hamilton County Public Health. I'll reiterate that styrene is a volatile liquid that almost immediately vaporizes when vented into the atmosphere and essentially does no harm. Also, we'll reiterate that I am not aware of any hospitalizations related to this event. As we lift this order, I can only imagine, speaking with residents, what it's like to get an evacuation order and have to leave your home. It can actually be more stressful to return. And so we want to give you some things that you can do, as much for peace of mind as anything else. Number one, wipe off any surfaces, especially those outside, with soap and water. Clothing or bedding, sheets that have been left outside, please wash those in the washing machine before reuse. Any food not in packages, either left outside or inside, please dispose of. That includes pet food. It includes any pets that you might want to wash who were there. All of this has been done in partnership with Hamilton County Public Health for the Kroger and other businesses within a half-mile radius of the site already, and it's just a prudent thing to do. I also want to reiterate that the water supply is safe. The Village of Cleves Water Works is not experiencing any issues working with EPA. Any personal drinking wells within the 0.5-mile radius have been checked by Hamilton County Public Health and are safe. Any residents anywhere who would like for Hamilton County Public Health to come out and check the water, I'm going to give you a number to call, which is Hamilton County Public Health, 513-946-7966. And I want to finish with this. Any symptoms or any concerns, get checked out. by a medical professional. Call your personal physician or get checked out by a medical professional. And also, the illnesses and injuries that would occur anyway can still occur. Get checked out. You may not know the difference. Get checked out. There are many of our residents, and I was hearing about some of those who live in this part of the county with chronic medical issues and other things who will be returning as well. Any symptoms, get checked out. Please do, and just know that. And we will continue to work with our EPA and others in partnership as we move on. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. We have the EMA director, Nick Crosley. He's here.
Thank you. On behalf of Hamilton County Emergency Management and the Hamilton County Commissioners, we just want to reiterate our concern for the residents of Whitewater Township and the village of Cleves as they've dealt with this issue since yesterday. I can't, again, as has been previously stated, I can't imagine having to leave your home immediately and then not knowing when you can come back. So we're glad that we'll be able to lift the evacuation order and clear the road so people can go home. I think you've got the number for resources to help people. The railroad is here to answer any claims questions. Our job as this event has gone on is to help Whitewater Township manage media requests. We've put together a lot of the outreach information for people, coordinated county agencies, state agencies, and federal government in case they had any questions or if we needed any resources. We've been in touch with the county leadership, who of course have reiterated their support for their residents, as well as the State Emergency Management Agency and the federal government, who have all offered their resources. Fortunately, we are resource rich in Hamilton County, especially for an incident of this size. We're just very thankful that the valve worked as intended, released the pressure, closed, and we no longer have a release. So it is just unfortunate that it happened, fortunate that it has ended, and we've not had any loss of life or anybody get hurt during this response and this recovery. And that's all I really have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. At this point, we want to thank all of the partners, private and public partners, to help reduce this, neutralize this risk. So now we're focusing on our next steps. Where do we go from here? If you've got questions or concerns, as we mentioned multiple times, dial 211. There's support there. They will reach out and provide additional information for residents that are have been affected by this event. They'll continue to do air monitoring for the next few days, and other than that, I'd like to leave it open for questions. Please, one question at a time, though.
What is the next step of this investigation in terms of figuring out how this started?
Who would want to answer that? I can't answer to how it started, but I know that
Yeah, I mean, the car has been placed at the customer site, customers, the railroads, and I'm sure the federal regulators will be involved in investigating what potentially caused the incident. Once that's determined, I'm sure it'll be public knowledge because it's federally regulated, and it'll be reviewed and provided, at that point in time.
And that investigation has already begun?
I'm sure it has already begun, yes.
How long did it take to move that rail car, and were there any special precautions as you moved it?
Well, one of the things we did today was to continue to monitor the temperature in the car, just to make sure it had reached a stable point. As we did that today, we saw no big changes in temperature. It was not an unsafe movement. We moved it in regular train service. It moved a couple miles down the road and was spotted at the customer's facility.
How did you guys stabilize it? I mean, you said temperature-wise, but is it because there was nothing left inside, or that the valve?
The way the chemicals work, it has a stabilizing agent in it. When the stabilizing agent moves, it becomes a foam, and it just locks up inside the car. So there's no more gas inside the car. It becomes a substance inside the rail car. The only thing there is caused by the heat of the chemical reaction, and that's where the heat comes, and you want the heat level to be at a certain level so you don't have venting or anything else with the car, no explosion risk or anything like that.
Is the styrene in that car usable? Is it just done with?
It's done.
Is school back on tomorrow for Three Rivers and the other two?
Yes, Three Rivers School is back on for tomorrow, and they are actually currently, as we speak, going through the school, checking the school for, what's the word I'm trying to say?
Any risk of contamination?
Risk contamination. They're actually in the schools right now doing that. So.
Are they going to be testing the residents, like up in Hooven, their yards and that kind of thing?
When you if you reach out to the 211, there's a phone number.
I mean, it's Hooven, so
I'm sorry?
everybody in Hooven would be okay with you doing that.
That's what it's there for. Yes, ma'am. To make
So
that call.
We have to call you guys.
No, not us. 211. They'll have the information for you. Yes, ma'am.
What were the air quality results?
I don't have the numbers on that. They want
Somebody
air
have the
quality
results?
results.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with US EPA. The air quality throughout the neighborhood, starting I think around 7 p.m. yesterday, we've been checking all night long, and the air quality is very good. It was non-detect to background of VOCs, total VOCs, which in reality is actually a very good sign.
What were the numbers?
The highest result we got was like 300 parts per billion of VOCs, which is a extremely low number, and it may even be an interference, so it may not even be related to this at all.
Which VOCs would that be?
Which VOC? That's a total VOC. It's an instrument that measures all VOCs.
We were hearing that this train car may have been sitting in this spot for quite some time. Can anybody speak to that? How long it was sitting there before this valve leak?
Yeah, I believe that car was sitting at that location for about 7 days, and the venting of the car was recognized yesterday afternoon by the first responders.
So is it possible this leak was happening at some point over the course of those seven days?
It would have been venting, so it would have been coming out the top like you saw in the videos, so should have been able to see it if it was venting from the road.
Why was it there for so long?
I was waiting to be moved into the customer site.
Is that normal for a railroad to have cars sit there for a long time?
It could be, depending upon how full the site is, if they have capacity for it or not.
We know that styrene can cause cancer when people are exposed to like large amounts. Were the amounts released over the past couple of days large enough to cause concern for folks here?
Yeah, I'll just say not even close. Any cancers that may have been associated with styrene is more like an industrial accident where people are covered with fluids, and so the venting that occurred into the atmosphere isn't even close to that type of exposure.
So was there air testing done before 7 p.m. last night?
I don't know about that. Air testing.
Was there air
To know what we were exposed to?
Cincinnati. I think the Cincinnati hazmat team did prior to 7 o'clock
And
last
how
night.
would we get those results?
That's what we're working on with the city fire department for Cincinnati.
You have to get those, and we'll post the
So
results.
you really don't know what we were exposed to then at this point?
Right out of the gate is clearly going to have some.
Well, I can tell you I had a film on my arms. I can tell you that I had a film on my face. So you're saying that it's industrial is the only time that it can be carcinogen, but at the same time, was we? Do you know that? For sure.
I'm going to leave it to
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You know, it's unlikely that this vapor would actually cause a film, but it certainly.
I mean, if I have stuff on my arms.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Explaining.
Right, what that is. I agree with you.
You can't say that we weren't exposed at that level then.
It's very unlikely. Very unlikely.
But you can't
Yes,
say
ma'am.
we were not.
I actually have a Monsanto chemical company document sitting here on the styrene that says that you don't have to be covered in it for it to be cancerous.
Right. So significant respiratory exposures right there without a respirator for, and that's actually for industrial exposure. That's exactly right.
I can actually read this to you because it's not a Korean video.
I mean, I agree. We can
Yeah.
follow up with that
We can
afterwards.
follow
We'd
up,
like
yeah.
to go ahead and
Yeah.
continue on, and we can do it one-on-one.
I just felt like this
Okay.
is something that the community might want.
Right. Yes.
So to be clear, do we know what the air quality readings are between 1 p.m. yesterday and 7 p.m.?
I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah. I don't know exactly when the Cincinnati Fire Department actually started the air readings. We have to get those. We haven't been able to secure those yet. We started with the contractors as soon as they got on site, established the air monitoring. Those results have been provided. They'll be available, but we do need to get the Cincinnati stuff out. I don't know what time they started monitoring when they got on site.
Do we know who owns the rail car?
They lease it. So, has any testing been done on the soil in Hooven? To where people are going and letting their animals back out in the yard? Should we be afraid that that's going to be an issue? I mean, because my dog goes out there and she likes to eat grass. So my fear is my dog is going to go out there, eat grass, and then get really sick. And I love my dog.
And babies crawling in grass.
Again, that's another
my granddaughter's
another thing that the doc even referenced that we can call. You can call 211.
So you're not going to answer that.
We don't know the answer, so we don't want to mislead. We don't know.
But you're sending us home to that?
But there's, again, 211 will help you with that. Any other questions?
We had some people who tried to call in a little bit earlier to 211. We were told there was a lot of maybe backlog. Are you concerned about maybe an overload on the 211 system?
Yeah, that would be a director question.
People not being able to get
through. So they have a rollover system. It depending on how many calls they get that second. So they have, I think, 20 plus phone lines that can answer, and then they have a bigger overload system. So if you experience a busy signal, just call back, and their system should right size.
So do you run 211?
No.
Who does?
The United Way.
So United Way is going to know if my dog can go out in the yard.
We gave
granddaughter
information to 211 that they have a fact sheet that they can answer questions like that.
So
we just do not have that expert here currently.
I probably shouldn't take my granddaughter out in my yard, is what you're saying?
I am not a hazmat expert.
But somebody here should be, right?
Yes, sir.
Will a small guy who can't afford to miss work be reimbursed for the hours they miss?
Okay. I can't.
Yeah, look, I think we've tried to be very clear that we want to try to take care of any issues, whether that's housing, food, missed work, things like that. We're certainly going to step in. So just reach out, talk to the number we gave, the 800 number, or a representative we have here at the facility. Let us know what we're working with. We can work with you to come up with a plan.
So will you pay for us to stay out of our houses until we can get clear testing that it's safe in our yards for our animals and that kind of thing as well?
I can't answer those questions. Any other questions?
Right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware of SARA Title III, the Community Right to Know Act, where they deserve to know what they've been exposed to, and that's you're legally entitled to provide that?
Right. We're still gathering information. We're just trying to close
at this. Right to know as it's happening.
We're just closing the incident right now. There's plenty more to follow.
You could share the air monitoring results with them that you currently have, right?
Well, I don't know.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. You guys aren't going to withhold that information they're legally entitled to, right?
Nope. So, at this, yes, ma'am.
When will that information that you just said you'll be posted, and where?
We've given it to emergency response.
It will be put on our website. So hcready.org. We have a link on there to an event page, and I'll verify before we leave that it's been posted.
Will we also get the results from the 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. as well?
If we get those, we'll post them as well along with that.
Who can we contact to get them? Because it is public record, correct? Yes. Who can we contact? Anybody know?
So.
And was
Yes, ma'am.
removing the train car the last thing needed to be cool to send residents back?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that was the initial concern, so that has been resolved. So at this point, I'd like to finish.
Where was the final destination?
The final destination was the INEOS facility in Addiston.
I've got some questions more for the railroad. I worked in private industry chemical plant for 28 years. I worked for government for 13 in and around tank cars. The relief valve on the tank car, they have protocols where they're supposed to be tested and or rebuilt on a routine basis. You know if that's been done?
I haven't seen since I don't own the rail car,
right.
I haven't seen the reports on it, given the fact that it has to comply with regulatory law. The assumption is no, but we can get the records of that.
They've been out of date and we've loaded them. The other thing is, since it's a gaseous, you can only fill a car to 80% because of expansion. Because I got a 500-gallon propane tank. I can't put 500 gallons in. I can put 400 in. Was it possibly overfilled, which caused the relief valve to go because it expanded too much? It didn't have the room to expand within the tank car.
I have to look at the information on the file. I don't have that. But you are 100% correct.
And the other thing is, we've had a day and a half of fire hoses going on the tank car. Has there been any containment for the runoff going into the Great Miami and the Whitewater rivers? I own property in Hooven. My son lives in a house I own in Cleves. It's within the zone. And I live in Whitewater Township. I have cistern water. My water comes from the Great Miami or the Whitewater Aquifer. Because we haven't had any rain for 2 months. Right. So I have to have water hauled in. Am I safe to have water hauled in?
I don't know that answer. Yeah. That's worth a follow-up. We can follow up with that afterwards and try to get into that.
Does the railroad plan
because at this time we're going to finish this interview. We just literally closed the event. There's a lot more to follow. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Is there going to be another press conference by chance?
No, there will not be at this.
If you are just joining us here for News 5 at 7 o'clock, we have been listening in to Whitewater Township officials and health officials following that dangerous chemical leak that happened yesterday there in that area. The big news out of that press conference is that the evacuation order has been lifted at this point. People are allowed to go back into their homes, and also roads have been open. We have a